welcome you to this pregame edition of Angels Live on ABTV. A beautiful Friday evening for baseball as the Angels welcome another divisional rival into town for the weekend. The Texas Rangers against the Halos. First time we're seeing them this season. The first of three this weekend to wrap up the homestand. And here's what's coming up on the big pregame show. Good pitching matchup tonight. Grayson Rodriguez returns to the mound for his second start of the season. Plus Jacob deGrom on the mound. Jose Soriano was excellent for the Halos last night. The team just comes up short. We'll take a look back at Sori's night on the hill last night. Plus, yes, tonight we're celebrating the great career over the Angels. Barney Lopez, the head groundskeeper for the Angels for the last 3 decades. He's going to join us as we welcome you inside the Big A alongside Mark Gubicza, Tim Salmon, Erica Weston with you. Gentlemen, great to be with you. Gooby, no time like the present to get back in the win column.
Yeah, I mean, a couple games you felt you kind of let it get away against the Athletics, but you know what? It's a new series, and it's going to be fun going up against Jacob deGrom. You know, Grayson, I love the way he threw his fastball last time out there. A chance to win the first game of this 3-game. It's a rival, and maybe Tim, you could tell some of the guys how to hit against the Rangers. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just that color over there. I'm looking for a bat right now.
Got the competitive juices flowing all over again.
It is amazing. It's crazy how that happens in the game. But yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think this team's starting to come around a little bit. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, you saw them score runs in the first inning, the last couple games. Slowly but surely, they're going to come around. There's too much talent in that dugout. They're going to start hitting. You know, I'm really impressed with the starting rotation they're throwing. The Angels are throwing out every night, and Grayson Rodriguez is another one. I mean, just there's so much potential, and with these arms that are going out there, I got to feel that the players are going to start feeding off that.
No doubt. Well, there was a little bit of a lineup shakeup this afternoon before the game. The Angels making some roster moves. Josh Lowe was optioned to AAA Salt Lake after the game. Juan Moncada placed on the 10-day injured list. That right knee still bugging him, that same knee that he was dealing with last season. Up today, Donovan Walton. He will be in the lineup tonight, as will Wade Meckler, local guy from Anaheim. Grew up in Yorba Linda, Esperanza High School. Both guys in the Angels starting lineup tonight. But, Gooby, it's just been a tough go for Josh Lowe to start the season. Saw some good signs from him, but perhaps just an opportunity to put less pressure on himself.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it's slowed down even in spring training. An injury to the oblique, an illness there, and obviously dealing with what happened with his mother, too. So a lot of things went against him there for a long time. There showed some signs. Some of the baseballs off the bat were flying up. He's just too good of an athlete, in my opinion, to not be back up here at some point and doing the things we fully expect him to do wearing a Halo uniform.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just a chance to catch his breath. I mean, he's had a rough week. I mean, he actually swung the bat pretty decently, but some of the defensive miscues and, of course, some of the lating at bats where, you know, he had the chance to bunt and get the guy over. He didn't, and then he struck out with a runner on third. And, you know, that's just a tough week right there. Maybe just pull him out of that scenario a little bit, let him kind of regroup and refresh, and maybe he'll be here shortly.
No question. He's an easy guy to root for, so you hope that it's a short stint down in AAA for Josh Lowe. Here's what the Angels manager Kurt Suzuki said before today's game about the roster moves.
Yeah, it's definitely been, you know, a grind, you know, kind of take a step back and maybe take some pressure off of him, go down there where, you know, it's not as much pressure and so much, you know, focus on success. Just go out there and work on what he needs to work on, and we expect him to be back soon. You know, I mean, the guy is as talented as of a player I've ever been around, and works as hard, great teammate, does everything that you ask. And, I think this is just more, like you said, like a reset to go down there and figure some stuff out and come back.
Is that what you guys told him?
Yeah, for sure.
What's going on with Moncada's knee?
Yeah, obviously said it's been bothering him, and especially hitting right-handed. I know it was kind of like that last year, but, this year has been bothering him hitting right-handed. So, he just felt like it was the time to say something and, to get it looked at and see, how we can get it better.
That's tough if the knee's still bothering him, Fish. You can tell on both sides of the ball that something was right.
Yeah, he's another player that you're kind of hoping that we got to see a different side of him. I kept watching him thinking, the swing doesn't look like it's that far off. But defensively, just the all-around game, maybe it's time to just take a step back, too.
Yeah, just the movement sometimes to third base, just the swing sometimes. We don't have your lower half behind you. It makes it so difficult to swing the bat and also play the hot corner like you do over at third base. So, you're bringing some guys in there with some energy that both played in the major league level at one point or another way. So we'll see how that all turns out here tonight.
And the big thing for both of those guys, the reason they're here is they make contact. Yes. And the Angels need to make some contact. They've been striking out a bunch, and it's going to be a tough challenge going up against Jacob deGrom. We'll start with the Angels starting pitcher tonight, though, Grayson Rodriguez, Gooby, who pitched for the first time against the Dodgers since July 2024. I love that this is part of their warm-up, throwing the football, but there were some things for him to build off of after that one, regardless of what the box score looked like.
Eric and Fish, I think the big thing when you look at him, his average fastball was 96.3 miles per hour. And when you think about when you're coming back from any injury, you look at the velocity of your fastball to be able to set everything else up. We know how good his changeup can be, his slider and curveball. And I still go back to that. Throwing the football really helps you out when you think about throwing your slider. And that's what's going to be a big pitch for him. We know his changeup can be really good, but having that velo with his fastball back, even better than it's ever been in his career, that's a good sign for him.
Yeah, I like the fact that you got a big hard thrower out there that has really good command of all four pitches. He did struggle throwing that curveball his last outing, and that kind of was the one thing. You got to expect, with that long of a layoff, you're not going to be crisp on everything. There's so many things out there in the game of baseball that you can prepare for, but you just cannot simulate game speed and the adrenaline rush that he probably had when he went out there and took the hump against the Dodgers. There was just a lot of energy and excitement there. Hopefully he's able to relax a little bit, exhale, and just get into that routine. One little quick note Terry Smith reminded me or told me about was the fact that he made his Major League debut in 2023 against the Rangers against Jacob deGrom. So maybe those memories of that outing will carry over tonight.
Well, even his bullpen session the other day in between, I looked at him, how'd you feel? He just shook his head, he goes, I said, that's all I need. I don't even need any more words. Once you shake your head, like, he's ready to rock and roll.
I also asked him yesterday, Gooby, in the dugout, I said, were you nervous the first time out since 2024 the other day? Yeah, I was. I'm glad I have that one out of the way, and I can just focus. Now he's back to baseball.
Yeah, his stuff plays. When you're 96 miles an hour average fastball, four-seamer, that allows all those other pitches to work effectively. Yes, he was amped up. That's why, when you think about secondary pitches, that's field pitches, and that's why he had a tough time, especially with his curveball and his slider.
All right, well, tough challenge for the Halos tonight, facing Jacob deGrom, who's sitting on 99 career wins. But Fish, the Angels had some success against him in 2025.
Yeah, they did. He throws a lot of fastballs. That's really his repertoire. Fastball, slider, great command, occasional changeup. But again, the Angels last season, they got to him a little bit in 3 starts. He lost both those games, 5.87 ERA. In one of those games, they broke that 14 consecutive 2 runs or less streak. They scored some runs off him, hit some homers, and again, kind of took it to him. Hopefully we'll see more of that tonight.
Part of it, too, was they were ready to swing early in the count, especially on fastballs, because you do not want to deal with a slider whatsoever. You see last year what they did against that 4-seam fastball, a couple of runs, 6 extra base hits, an OPS of 980. This is against one of the greats of all time already, Jacob deGrom. So they did a good job as far as their approach. You got to sit fastball. Even this season alone against his fastballs, he's given up 8 home runs versus his fastballs.
Well, the Angels, and specifically Zach Neto, had some success against him. The last time they saw him was August of 2025. Neto, of course, hit a leadoff home run off of him.
Yeah, and it was quick early in the count, too. He's 4 for 8 in his career versus deGrom. And by the way, Zach Neto is great against a lot of really big-time pitchers.
True.
From Skubal, all from Valdez, all the greats, Justin Verlander. I expect him, look at that smile, little sneaky smile he's got going. He's ready to jump on a first-pitch fastball from Jacob deGrom.
I think he knew that camera was on him, too.
He saw the red light. He knew what's up. He knows how the show plays. But how about the conversation surrounding Jacob deGrom? It's great to see him healthy. question about whether he's a Hall of Famer, Gooby, and you have to point to the amount of innings pitched to possibly make your case.
Yeah, I mean, even when you think about win totals, too, I know wins and losses aren't as important for starting pitchers, but as a former starting pitcher, I beg to differ on that one. But he's one of the few guys in baseball now that I immediately stop to watch pitch. He's that good. When you look at that lowest ERA since 1920 with 200 minimum starts, Kershaw only ahead of Sandy Koufax, Whitey Ford, Jim Palmer. All those guys are Hall of Famer. Clayton Kershaw is going to be a Hall of Famer for sure. So you can make an argument that he's a Hall of Famer, but I still think he's going to need 3 or 4 more years at least of dominance. And he certainly could do that if he could stay healthy. It's a matter of him staying healthy on the mound.
What is he, 37? How old is
37.
he?
Yeah, well, he said he wanted to pitch until he was 40 because he knows.
Yeah, he's been retreaded on that elbow too. So who knows? I mean, you know, here's the thing. I mean, every generation they're going to look at the greats that made the name. Winner. I mean, the ERA speaks for itself. And a lot of those games he pitched, the ones that he lost with the Mets, I mean, he was sporting an ERA under 3 in all those games. So, you know, I think also the era, you know, I'll just say it. I mean, we talk about it. The strike zone's a little smaller nowadays. I mean, they don't get the corners like back in the day. So he's having to beat guys over the plate, and to have that kind of dominant stuff during that era of time when, you know, the hitters were really taking advantage of the long ball and stuff, that just says a lot about what he's been able to do.
I mean, I think of him and Tim Lincecum as a comparable with 2 Cy Youngs. And I always thought, I had fun watching Tim Lincecum, and it was great when he was with an Angel for a period of time, too. But you're talking over a dominant period. Same thing with Jacob deGrom, but a lot of times when you think of Hall of Famer, you think of guys that are doing it for a lot of years, a lot of innings. He's got 4 complete games, his 2 career shutouts. I mean, that's not a lot, but his stuff, like I said, I look forward to watching him pitch.
In this era, that's amazing.
Yes.
No, I mean,
All right, well, we'll put a pin in that conversation because the Hall is not calling Jacob deGrom quite yet. We'll see him on the mound in just a little bit. We're going to revisit what we saw from Jose Soriano last night real quickly. Here's what Sori had to say after should have probably gotten the win for the Angels last night. 6 2/3. He was great. Here's what he told me after the game.
I feel good the way I pitched today. I helped the team the most I can. But I control what I can control. I don't try to do much. We don't have the result we want today, but I battled. I feel good with that.
Did you feel like you were battling tonight at all, or was it pretty smooth?
No, I feel great today. You know, the most important thing is feel great the whole game, and like I said, help the team to that point. I tried to get more deep, but it is what it is, and you know, the most important thing is try to get the W, but we don't have the result today. So.
Well, Gooby, he certainly did his part to try to help the Angels win last night.
He definitely did. I mean, his knuckle curve was back. He had the perfect arm slot for that pitch. Able to get those punch-outs when he needed to. His balance was great. I mean, that's a really, really good lineup, 1 through 9 for the Athletics, and he made a lot of those hitters look uncomfortable, especially when you think of Rooker and Kurtz. He threw some great pitches to him, and that's something to build back. It looked like he finally got back to his arm slot for his curveball that he had prior to having that stiff neck in Chicago, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought he had a great outing as well. I mean, he gave up the 1 hit that, you know, in this situation right here. This is a split finger and a 1-1 count. I was like, boy, isn't that usually a pitch you reserve for the left-handed batters? Look at him shaking his head. I mean, he has such a great knuckle curve. That is such a devastating pitch to a right-handed hitter. Just shocked that he threw it in that situation. Of course, I'm playing Monday morning quarterback here, but the reality is that, you know, to me, like, I didn't. When I read it was a split, I'm like, wait, why would you throw a split to a righty here? I mean, you got that knuckle curve. But, again, great outing, unfortunate. I mean, he gave up 2 runs. I mean, the Angels, if they could have stuck across another run or 2, could have been a different game.
Hindsight is 20/20, surely, Fish. But, again, he just looked back to himself being dominant, Gooby.
I love the fact is he's not happy because he expects, as the ace, the stopper, to win the ball game. He deserved to win the way he pitched. But I love the fact he's thinking, I want that W. Again, we'll go back to a starting pitcher wants to get a win. That's why he's so good.
No doubt. All right, good stuff. Gooby, get on, go upstairs.
Go on upstairs.
Go on upstairs.
I'm leaving for Bernie.
That's a nice jacket, by the way. Go show that thing off on your way upstairs. Yeah, coming up, we're going to have a visit with the Angels head groundskeeper who's calling into career after 3 decades with the Angels. Barney Lopez going to join us on the pregame set next here on ABTV.
As we take a look at Joe Ryan.
Coming off consecutive really good starts, and along with the off-speed stuff, but his fastball will always be his weapon, and hitters are aware of that, so he's found a way to try and counter that with a little different movement
and now puts Matthews away with a breaking ball. Third strikeout for Ryan, and 2 down here in the Houston second.
This pitch combined with that sinker that he's been throwing a lot more just gives it a completely different look.
Struck him out. 3 straight breaking balls.
3 straight sweepers, and down goes Pena. Now that is a fruitful mound visit.
You cannot review that. No problem as Ryan climbs the ladder. 94. Strikes out his 5th Astro today.
He always has that pitch that he can go to at any count, especially with 2 strikes to end at bats.
Struck him out with a knuckle curveball. That is a second strikeout of Pena this afternoon.
9 strikeouts for Ryan. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 5th.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Welcome back to the Big A on this fabulous Friday. Game 1 tonight against Texas Rangers. Tell you what, that field's looking real good, and that's thanks to 3 decades by the legend himself, Barney Lopez, who is joining us tonight. Barney, I know they're going to be honoring you in a pregame ceremony. You got your family off to the side,
yeah,
right?
It's so amazing to me.
It's incredible. Are you out of your element, though, talking about it on TV? I know we're always talking about you, but now you got to talk to the people on TV and tell them about your fabulous career.
Yeah, it's just amazing that this whole day that they're putting together for me, and it's great to have my family here.
Yeah.
It's great, and it's been a great journey and a great ride.
Barney, I want to know, what have been the highlights, or a special time that you've really had in the last 30 years?
There's so many. I mean, obviously, 02 was very special, and to have my parents here, that was really special, and to share that with my family and all the people, that was great. But the highlights, I mean, every day I just enjoy coming in here, and it's just so, like I said, I'm so fortunate. This organization, Artie, and this organization have done so much for me and my family, and they come here every day. I like coming here with like this, and the people in the place and the ball game, but I also like coming here on a day off. I mean, when there's nobody here at all, like on a Sunday, just doing my thing on the turf and taking care of it.
Yeah, very, very peaceful in those moments, I would imagine, when nobody's here.
It'd be like me and the security guard, probably.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I love all aspects of it.
So 30 years here with the Angels, but it runs in the family, right? You took after your brother, who also was doing
my brother, I followed in his footsteps. I came from Appleton, Wisconsin. We had a single A team there for the White Sox at the time. And he went to Florida, and then I took over his job. And then I went to Florida in the off season to go back to Appleton and spent like 11 years in the minor leagues, which was great. And then finally got a chance to come make it to the big leagues. And I've been here, and like I said, it's been a great ride and a great journey. And going to try to enjoy the night. And I'm going to enjoy the night and see what's in the future. I'm still going to be part-time with the Angels, so it's a little bit easier that way. So it's been great.
You know, I was going to ask you, ball players spend a lot of time on the ball field, but nobody spends as much time as you spend on this field. Yep. I mean, day in and day out, it's not just like show up and mow the lawn for a little bit. I mean, talk about the amount of hours and the amount of people, the crew that it takes to make it look like this every night.
Yeah, first I'll talk about my crew. I have an amazing crew, and for the last 30 years, it's a big-time family. I mean, we basically live together. I have 2 full-time guys. One of them's taking over, Travis, so he's going to do a great job. But we're here 9:30 on a game day, and we leave about an hour after the game. We're done, and then we go do it again the next day. But the team's gone the first 2-3 days where you're doing a lot of top dressing, rebuilding mounds, batters boxes, doing the bullpens, purifying, doing a lot of things and getting ready for the next homestand. And so we're here for long hours during that time, and then but I'm here every day. I mean, and it's I'm just going to the yard every day. That's all I get to do, Tim. I get to go to the yard every day, and it's for the last 41 years, and I never ever forget where I'm walking into. I mean, when I'm walking into the stadium, I know where I'm walking into, and it never gets old.
Such a special place for you. So much work that we don't see, but I have to ask you, Barney, in your time here, was there a certain player maybe tore up the field a little bit in his playing days. You had to do some extra work out there. Maybe this guy.
As far as tearing the field up, it'd probably be Trouty.
You're off the hook.
He's a nervous Nelly out there in center field. So I don't know if he's not nervous, but he kicks a lot. So yeah, center field always gets beat up a little bit. And he never stands in the same spot. Obviously,
sure.
You got to switch turn batters, and so that spot gets a little torn.
You left Fish off the hook.
Tim was actually the pattern that we're mowing right now. That's how I started it with Tim, because the ball was snaking, and I was trying to get something to work. It would work for him, and so we came up with this pattern. But through the whole time, I tell people. That's the reason why the grounds crew does what they do, is because for the players, this is their field. I'm lucky and fortunate enough to take care of it, and for me to make it as comfortable as I can for them, that's what my job is. And so I do. We do the best. My crew and I, and we do the best we can.
It's tremendous. Congratulations on your retirement.
It's been great. It's been awesome.
We'll be happy to see you around a little bit, and hopefully the Nats give you a break tonight. Enough with the bugs at home plate. The Nats.
You know what?
Give you the night off.
We had some experts come in here and stuff too, and we think it's coming from the riverbed, which is good. So it's not in the grass, but it's very. I mean, these guys are.
We see it.
It's tough. Yeah. So I'm trying to make it. Get them out of here. So, but. We're working on that.
I know you are, and I don't want you to have to deal with that tonight as we celebrate you. Thank you, Barney. We appreciate it. Enjoy the night with your family. Thank you so much. All right, stick with us. More about the Angels and the Rangers facing off for the first time this season. We'll take a peek what's going on with the Rangers. That's next on ABTV.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the ultimate mystery player challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's time for the great mascot race. Ready, set, go. And they're off. Look at them go, folks. They're neck and neck. The crowd goes wild. Down the home stretch. Here they come. Here's the play of the plate. It's Clark. Congratulations on winning the great mascot race.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Welcome back to the Big A, Game 1 between the Rangers and the Angels. First time the Halos seeing the Texas Rangers so far this season. Fish, they're sitting 24-25 right now, second place in the AL West. What have you seen from them?
Well, they're hanging in there right now with some injuries for sure. Corey Seager's out right now. Wyatt Langsford's out. Some guys just trying to find their swings. But this is a team that's built to win. This is a team that's built to win this division. And when you look at their rotation, they got it. DeGrom, Evaldi. They traded for Mackenzie Gore, Jack Leiter, Kuma Rocker. They seem to have all the pieces in place to be there at the end of the season. But just like everything, it's not just what you have on paper, it's what you do on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to do it in between the lines. Corey Seager's placed on the IL a few days ago. Josh Young had the game winner in Colorado on Wednesday. So we'll see what the Angels have in store facing the Rangers for the first time tonight. And Jacob DeGrom, stick with us. We're going to take a look at the lineups on the other side of the break. Zach Nett on the Halos getting ready. Let's get back in the win column tonight.
You can see a lot of different characters at the ballpark,
and this week brought out some of the best.
I just hope that whatever was going on with that hot dog, that dog now owned that hot dog. I have not seen a cup on the bottom of a spike.
This is more of a hand grenade than it was a throw toward second.
Osuna hits one into the cone.
So look up and look out.
That bat exploded, and the Mariners have him loaded up.
Florida man's a real thing, Wayne.
Tarps off. Freebird time at Busch.
Fantastic entertainment.
Hats off and shirts off for the top defensive plays of the week.
Towards the side rail, he crashes into the wall, and he made the catch.
Another stop by Peraza, throw from his back, and he got it.
Now, look if you dare, I shall not drop the ball.
Church is gonna make a diving catch. Holy smokes, what a catch by Julio Rodriguez.
Into the dugout, flips into the dugout. Did he hold on? He did.
How about that?
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Welcome back. Angels are hoping to make it a happy Friday because when the Angels win the game, you can win free McDonald's fries. Get free medium fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase, only on the app and only at participating McDonald's, as Grayson Rodriguez and Jacob deGrom both get set to toe the rubber tonight in Game 1. Fish, let's take a look at the Angels lineup tonight. Yes, Wade Meckler, Donovan Walton getting the start tonight.
Yeah, some new guys down there in the bottom half of the lineup. I'm still looking for that middle part. I mean, Jorge Soler and Joe Adell need to get hot. Joe's starting to swing the bat better. Jorge Soler he had a couple hits earlier in the homestand, I guess I should say, but lately been scuffling a little bit. But maybe if some good fastballs out there tonight, they might take some better swings.
Maybe Nolan Shawnuel can get an early lead for the Halos again like they did last night and hopefully secure a victory in this one. All right, let's take a look at the Rangers lineup. Fish, who you got?
Well, no Seager. That's always good when you don't have to face Seager. But, yeah, we talked to some new faces. Brandon Nemo coming over from the Mets. But the one that's interesting to me is Evan Carter. Just a couple of years ago, I mean, he really looked like he was the next greatest big outfielder guy. But in 164 in the year, 103 over his last 27 games. This offense as a whole just has not been clicking. A few guys standing off here and there. Peterson's in there tonight, but they're looking to hit their stride as well.
All right, let's see what Grayson Rodriguez can do against that Texas Rangers lineup tonight. Thanks for live. First pitch with Trent Rush and Mark Gubiza on the call. Enjoy the game. We'll see you throughout the evening from the Big A.
Get your friends, family.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys, de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. MLB.com.
This ball is launched to right. Dom Smith, a deep blast. And Atlanta with a couple of solo homers and a 2-0 lead.
How about the location? That's elevated. It's 97. A little bit of cut to it, a little bit of vert. Exactly. Doing his homework and ready for it, and crushes that one to right.
A no-doubter for his second of the season.
Beer, and more beer. Hey, it's like Jenga.
Broken bat for Freeland.
Ball to second.
Corner boots it. Everybody's safe.
Whatever superstition you have, you're employing it right now.
Not sure why that was Barger's ball, and he misjudged it.
He literally has a shirt that says "Dump Here."
He's got a 62 shirt.
That's pretty awesome. That's just impressive preparation.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corrillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.